Hey YouTube, it's NJ4Wider5 again, and what I have for you is another build I did a year ago. I've been going through all my older builds, trying to reminisce on stuff I did where I was just learning, doing research like most of you probably doing. I did a lot of research on this one. This is actually my first portable power supply. I actually built it to go with a USB soldering iron that I've actually never used. I'm not sure why I haven't used it. It was actually made to go with this. I've seen a lot of reviews on there. I might review this at another time. For now, it remains in its package. I also made it to go with this, which I redid the plug on there. It had an XT60 and I put this plug on there. That way I could plug it into the power supplies. It seemed that plug would be a lot, I don't know how to explain it. Most everything that I had to plug into something required that kind of plug. But I made this to go with these two soldering irons at the time. And from what I've actually tested this out. This actually works pretty good. I got the 12 volt model, so it'd go with this pretty good. This was made, I found the case, I think it was at Target. I was walking around, I found this case and I was like, hey, I could do something with that. But the operation of it goes, I'm going to turn off the light so you can see a lot better. Turn on the power switch and it shows a voltage. It's hard to see on here, but kind of flickering. You could leave this button. That's the power in. This is the power out to the plugs. This one shuts it off, or shuts the voltmeter off, so you don't have to have it on while you're using it. I put a USB jack on here. Of course you don't want a 12 volts going to the USB jack, but you can actually use it if you want to. I have this plug that I actually purchased for this, and let's do some testing. Make sure I did everything correctly. Plug in power. Plug in power. Okay, so with this LM2596, let's test these real quick. I'm trying to knock out the testing first before I show you the inside. 12.0. I'm not sure why that's flickering. It looks, in the video it looks like the zero's cut off, but when I'm looking at it right now, it looks perfectly fine. Anyways, it says 12.08, 12. So it's off by 0.08 on the USB. Let's see if I can get this to do it right. 12.08. So I want to drop this down to about 5. So let's unplug this. So right now it's measuring the battery. Okay, let's charge. Should be able to get the max out of it. 1200 milliamps. It'll charge it pretty fast. That's probably limited by the cable. pretty good. As my phone goes nuts, you can see how much I turn that phone on. Okay. So let's turn this back up to 12. Knob is kind of wonky. Like I said, I built this a year ago. I had to solder the knob. I had to solder the knob on the pot, and I found some guy online that actually showed how to do it. So every once in a while, I'll solder. The ones I do now are straighter. They're a lot better. I didn't want to mess with it. They were good. I drilled 2 tiny holes there and 2 tiny holes here, just on a chance that I had to remove the wiring. I put the bolts in there with standoffs, and then I soldered the bolts on the standoffs so that it wouldn't come off. I was afraid that it would come off moving it around or whatever. I had these off old pins, and I cut the pin and stuck the spring on the pin, and I super glued the pin, super glued the little tube onto the little button, and then because it's got a taper, it's got like a lip on it, it doesn't fall out or nothing like that, and it was perfect for pressing the button. This side is plus, this side is minus, power switch, and this is actually the charging port. So we got 12 volts right now. In a previous video, I plugged in this tiny lamp, and I believe it was 1.5 volts. It was at 12 volts, 1.5 volts. I've never tried this with this before. This wasn't the plan to use with this. I haven't tried a lamp with this. Plus, minus. I know the batteries in there can handle it. I'll get to that next. Okay. There we go. Looks like the voltage went down or sagged by a tenth. But yeah, there we go. The LM2596 has like a voltage limit of like 3 amps. I didn't need that many amps for any of the project, any parts I wanted to use with it. I've had this plugged in before, and the highest it would go is like 2.5 amps, and that was only while it warmed up. Once it warmed up, it cooled back down to like, or the amps went back down to about half. Haven't used this yet, but I'm sure it works good. This was the main reason for it. I figured I could take this on the go. Okay. So let's take a look at it real quick. You can see the buck converter there. It's an LM2596. And I pre-drilled holes up here, and I soldered it's going to be hard to see, but I soldered a small piece of copper tube. It is the same size as the pot head, so I just screwed it right on there. I didn't screw it, I put a little bit of solder inside of it, then I placed it on there, and then I hit it with the soldering iron real quick, and it just soldered right up. Pretty neat. The inside, well, let's look at the case. I actually have a key that goes to this. You can lock it if you want to. This case was like 10 bucks. Yeah, more hot glue. Didn't want my batteries to go anywhere. Okay, so hold on one quick sec. The inside superheroes. We got Batman, Superman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and the Incredible Hulk. And this is 5S. I used battery holders for this. I believe I used a 4S battery holder with the 1S. And I combined them together. Then I soldered them all together. Then I solder them into this 5S BMS. It's not balanced, it's just a protection circuit. I've actually got a balance board that I may add to this later on. I put a heatsink on the back of the LM2596. It's not even warm. I didn't run the battery. I didn't run the little light for that long. Balance cable in case I need to balance it. These batteries haven't been charged in a year either. So let's see. Let's try to focus again. They look pretty well balanced. 20.31, 4.02, 4.7, 4.4, 4.8, 4.8. I believe I used EBL batteries, the 3000 milliamp EBL batteries, the ones that actually come out to around 2200. It'd be nice if they were 3000 milliamps, but they're not. But they're really good batteries. If you can get your hands on a few of those, definitely get your hands on a few. They're really good for projects. Hot glue the balance leads so that, you know, when you plug it and unplug it, doesn't cause it to come loose. The BMS. Again, I was always scared of crossing wires and stuff like that, so I put 2 standoffs underneath it. Negative wire comes out. Oh, I see it. Negative wire in, negative wire out. Put a screw in. No, there's a screw in the standoff, so those 5 batteries just go straight to the buck converter, charging port, power, the banana plugs, and the USB. It's a pretty simple setup. It's adjustable, portable. I would say powerful, but I mean it's only 3 amps, but it does the job. I use more vinyl strip or vinyl tape on it. I think the plan was to put something back here too, but I never got around to doing it. I may have to do that pretty soon. LM2596 power supply, 3 amps, 5S batteries, in a vault case. 1 year ago today, as a matter of fact, I built this. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share if possible. Thanks for watching.